In the run-up to May 22nd, when we're getting Mandalorian and Grogu on the big screen, I'm reviewing all of the live-action Star Wars content. Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1. Let's talk about it. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe, ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all of the content here. And if you could, please leave a comment down below. Let's discuss the season or Star Wars in general. And also the algorithm likes it. It pushes my videos out there to more people. And just hit a thumbs up if you don't want to do that. But hey, if you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. It's all good. Star Wars Ahsoka was created by Dave Filoni, who's now the president of Lucasfilm after Kathleen Kennedy. It's part of the Star Wars franchise, and it takes place alongside the timeline of The Mandalorian and its other shows, and set after the events of Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
Ahsoka follows former Jedi apprentice Ahsoka Tano and her allies as they defend the fledgling New Republic against remnants of the Galactic Empire. Rosario Dawson stars as Ahsoka, reprising her role from The Mandalorian. Natasha Bordizzo, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ray Stevenson, Ivana Sakno, Diana Lee Insanto, David Tennant, Evan Whitten, Hayden Christensen, Lars Mikkelsen, and Anthony Daniels also star in this. Ahsoka Tano was co-created by Filoni for the animated series The Clone Wars that ran from 2008 to 2020. Dawson was cast to bring her into live action for the second season of The Mandalorian. It serves as a continuation of the animated series Star Wars Rebels. In addition to Filoni, Jon Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, and Colin Wilson returned from The Mandalorian as executive producers and were joined by Carrie Beck. Did you get all that? This show has a lot behind it that you kind of have to see for it to make any sense, which is frustrating for me. This show is really aimed for people that watch the Rebel series and really got pulled into that world. It's not really aimed at me. Now, I grew up watching not a lot of animated stuff, in all fairness. Like, yeah, okay, I watched the Disney films. There was the occasional animated thing that I'd watch, but I got into movies at a very young age, and I got into horror at a younger age as well. So as I grew up, like, animated stuff just wasn't on my radar. I kind of completely missed the boat with Clone Wars and all of that stuff. Now, I can watch it in small doses, but I really do struggle. Now, Ahsoka is not really a character I've really been into because she was obviously around during the original trilogy, but what this does for me is creates a plot hole. Where was Ahsoka during those years? Why didn't she help Luke Skywalker bring the Empire down? Now, I'm sure it all explains this, but I have tried time and time again to really stay focused to like Clone Wars and Rebels and pay attention to every detail, but it's so difficult for me. I've narrowed it down. I've followed a guide which basically gives me all of the main important episodes, and I still struggle with it. And so she's always sat outside the main series of films, and for that reason just didn't ever appeal to me as a character. Then we have characters like Sabine, who I know of, but I don't get why she became a Jedi and why we had to have yet another Jedi introduced in this series. And this show doesn't introduce the characters like they're new characters. They introduce like legacy characters, and it just doesn't really make sense for someone like me. Thrawn, for me, I knew from the expanded universe, but again, not something that was on my radar. I read the Thrawn trilogy of books, didn't really get into them all that much. I followed along the video games that came around in the 90s, but in the 90s as I grew up, Star Wars had kind of died off until 1997 when the special editions came back around. By then I was into horror movies and all sorts of different movies that I was discovering. So, you know, this never really appealed to me. Thrawn and the expanded universe never caught me and never had me interested. The world between worlds in this is a cool concept. I like it. I like Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin Skywalker, and that sort of dialogue between the two characters is always fun, but it was never massive to me. This is just me. This video is just me saying how I don't really connect with this show, and that's just the case. There's a lot of great visuals. There's a lot of Star Warsy stuff. the floating whale things are cool. Like, it's just this is kind of like me, like, angry, not even angry, but old man yells at cloud when it comes to this show for me, because I just don't kind of connect with any of it. Thrawn to me is this Blue Man Group guy in an Imperial outfit that doesn't really feel that threatening, because we've just had Vader and the Emperor. Although I did like the zombie stormtroopers. Gonna say it. As a horror fan, that was really cool. I want to see a horror Star Wars project. I really need to see that happen. I think what annoys me with Star Wars right now, where we are right now, is Order 66 happened in episode 3, yet we're led to believe that Luke Skywalker was like one of the last Jedis alive in the original trilogy, and now we have so many surviving Jedi, and it's just kind of like, well, where were you all? Where were all these characters? Even the non-Jedi, like, where were all these people that were strong fighters? They weren't there to help. But there's a load of exposition, and it's like you're expected to just take it and go with it. And for me, it's some cool sci-fi, but I'd rather watch something else in the Star Wars timeline than this. It's hard to say, like, it's hard for me to catch on to it when they're saying this is part of the main Star Wars story, but it never has been in my eyes, so it's really difficult. Bunch of cool characters, cool settings, cool things happen. Zombie style stormtroopers are awesome, but overall, I kind of forgot about it in 321. And we're getting a season 2, and I'm a bit like, it's been so long. Like, why? And I get there are a lot of people that love Ahsoka as a character. Like, that was their character growing up with the Clone Wars and Rebels, and like, that is an audience. But for me, it's just not me. Guys, what did you think of Star Wars Ahsoka? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to know your thoughts. We're going to check out Skeleton Crew next before we go into Mandalorian and Grogu. And then afterwards, probably going to do the sequel trilogies and then the ranking. If you enjoyed this review, let me know down in the comment section below. If you disagree with anything I said, agree with anything I said, if you're in the same boat as me, let me know down in the comments as well. And I'll see you with the next one. Take care of yourselves.